This war has well and truly passed the 100-day mark. The President Zelensky now renewing calls for more weaponry. And this, of course, is ahead of a NATO meeting tomorrow of defence ministers. What's needed right now to change the course of this war?
Well, no doubt that we need to get the weapon on the fast track. Heavy weaponry. This is the crucial importance for the Ukrainian military, and this is to play a pivotal role in repelling the Russian forces. Look, Russian forces, it's a copycat of Soviet army, and they possess a huge armament of Soviet-style weaponry. All these tanks, heavy artillery, multiple rocket systems, and the rest of the stuff. So Ukrainian military right now is outgunned and now outnumbered. But due to the support of the United States and US administration and President Biden, and actually bipartisan support, we are building Ukrainian military in a more durable way. So the best way to repel and to stop Russian military and to deter their offensive is to supply and to ship heavy weaponry to the Ukrainian military as quick as possible. And I believe that this is happening, and this is to happen more.
We've been speaking a lot about Severodonetsk and the battle there. If that falls to Russia, if that city falls to Russia, what does it mean for this war?
Well, first, I have full confidence in the Ukrainian military, and it's up to the Ukrainian military and up to the Ukrainian political establishment to decide what to do in Severodonetsk. Another key city, this is the twin city, is Lysychansk, and it's important to hold both Severodonetsk and Lysychansk. Otherwise, Russia could make another incremental gain in order to capture the Donetsk and region and entire eastern Ukraine, which is not to happen. I hope this is not to happen.
Pope Francis, in an interview with some European Jesuit news editors, spoke of the Russian invasion. I just want to bring up a quote of what he said. He said, "We do not see the whole drama that is unfolding behind this war, which was perhaps in some way either provoked or not prevented." I want to get your response to those comments from the Pope. What do you make of that?
Well, everyone is to put the blame on Russia. Personally, Putin and his cronies and his war criminals, they are responsible for this war. They are killing innocent Ukrainians. They decided to grab an independent country. And Putin started this war in 2014. But the initial plan emerged even in 2004. So he expected that he is to capture the capital of Ukraine. He expected to take over Ukraine with a lightning, large-scale offensive just in a few days. But due to just unprecedented courage of the Ukrainian people and unprecedented unity of the Western world, we will preserve Ukraine, and we will defend freedoms and liberties, as we are fighting not just for Ukraine. We are fighting for the entire free world, including the liberties and freedoms of the United States.
And Mr. Yatsenyuk, you were sworn in as the head of Ukraine's government just as Russia invaded Crimea back in 2014. Given what happened then, with seemingly little consequence for Russia, in hindsight, do you think this war could have been prevented had there been a different response at the time?
So Putin has an idea. He believes that he is a messiah and he wants to restore the Soviet Union. He wants to undermine the Western world. He wants actually to undermine the global order with the global disorder and global chaos. The only way to prevent this war was to turn the tide and to press on Putin. And we were doing everything through different diplomatic channels and using different tools in order to stop Putin from the invasion.
Just quickly, did the West do enough? Could more have been done to prevent this?
West is doing enough, but we need more to help Ukraine and to help the world.
Mr. Yatsenyuk, former Prime Minister of Ukraine, good to have you on the program. Thanks so much.
Thank you.